Intrinsic semiconductors are of two types, N-type and P-type. So that means here we are discussing about equation for conductivity of intrinsic pure semiconductor, equation for conductivity for N-type, equation for conductivity for P-type. So three conductivities we are deriving. So and the second one, drift, diffusion and Einstein's equations. The last one is Hall effect and its applications. So equation for conductivity. Generally here we are discussing about initially in intrinsic semiconductors, and then we will discuss about extrinsic semiconductors. Already we know at T equal to 0 Kelvin, the valency band is full of valence electrons and conduction band is completely empty. When we are increasing the temperature or when we are giving thermal energy to the pure semiconductor, the bond breaks. So the electrons are going from valency band to conduction band, leaving an empty site, which is called hole in conduction. So this is the case at very small temperatures. That is, I am taking as at finite temperature. At finite temperature, due to thermal hesitations, some of the valency band electrons are always present in conduction band, and an equal number of holes are present in valency band. Here, the number of available electrons in conduction band must be equal to number of holes available in valency band. That is the case in intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, so that's why at any temperature the Fermi level lies exactly at the center of valency band and conduction band in intrinsic semiconductor. Already this was proved in carrier concentration intrinsic semiconductor. In the absence of any applied electric field, if we are not applying any extra electric field to the pure semiconductor or intrinsic semiconductor, these electrons and holes move in random directions and constitute no current. Why? Because holes are moving in a different manner, in random manner in the valency band. Electrons are moving in random manner in conduction band. So due to that motion of electron or hole, generally which constitute a current, but here the net current is to be zero in the absence of any applied electric field. Our case is when an electric field is applied, these electrons and holes get accelerated towards the opposite ends of the field and their velocity becomes to increase. Due to the application of external electrical field, due to the application of external electrical field, the electrons are moving and the holes are moving, which are nothing but accelerated towards the opposite ends of the field. Electrons are moving opposite to positive field. Holes are moving opposite to, electrons are moving towards the positive field. Holes are moving towards the negative field. So here the electrons and holes are get accelerated towards the opposite ends of the field and their velocity begins to increase. This increase in velocity, here the velocity, when we are applying applied field strength increases, the velocity increases, but it increases to a certain extent. That certain extent is due to that means the velocity is not continuously increased because various types of obstacles are there, such as atomic nucleus, phonons, etc. present in the semiconductor. Due to that, the velocity is to be constant. The velocity, the extra velocity acquired by the carriers in the presence of an applied electric field is called the drift velocity and is denoted by Vd. It is proportional to the strength of the applied electrical field. That means Vd is directly proportional to applied field strength E. What is Ed? Ed is the drift velocity. That drift velocity Vd is equal to some proportionality constant mu into E, where mu is called mobility of the electron. So mobility of the electron mu is equal to Vd by E. So this is about the relation between the drift velocity and applied external electrical field strength E, and that this is the relation between the applied electrical field strength E and mobility. Mobility mu is equal to Vd by E. Conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor. This is the first case. If Nd denotes the density of electrons in the conduction band, of semiconductor. The total charge per unit volume of the conduction band is Ne. That means Ne gives the information about number of available charge carriers in conduction band. Let the drift velocity of an electron due to an electrical field E is VDE. Actually, due to the presence of external electrical field, the electrons acquires a constant velocity. That velocity called drift velocity. It can be denoted with Vd. But here we are taking VDE. E refers to electrons. Why? Because in intrinsic semiconductor, we have equal number of holes are there. So that's why, to avoid the confusion, we are taking here the drift velocity of electrons as VDE. Now the current density, we know very well. The current density J is equal to minus NeVd. Actually, here negative sign indicates that are electrons. Here J is equal to Ne. What is Ne? Charge carrier concentration in conduction band. E means charge of the electron. VDE means drift velocity of the electrons. So J is equal to Ne. We know very well VDE, drift velocity VDE is equal to proportionality constant mu E into E. What is mu E? Mobility of the electron. So by replacing that VDE in the above equation, we can get J is equal to Ne E mu E E. We know that the current density J is equal to sigma into E. What is sigma? Conductivity. Conductivity is reciprocal of resistivity. So conductivity current density J is equal to sigma E into E. Here E indicates the electrons. Capital E indicates applied external electrical field strength. So where sigma E is equal to conductivity of semiconductor due to electrons in the conduction band. Equating equations 1 and 2. Here LHS is same, these two equations. By equating the above equations, we can get sigma E is equal to sigma E into E is equal to Ne E mu E E. E cancellation takes place. Finally, sigma E is equal to Ne E into mu E. What is sigma E? Sigma E is the conductivity of electrons in conduction band here. Ne is the charge carrier concentration in conduction band. Mu E is the mobility of electrons in the conduction band. Here we are discussing only conductivity of electrons in intrinsic semiconductor. In that we are discussing in the conduction band only. We will discuss in valency band also. Similarly, in the valency band, if NH denotes the density of holes, the conductivity of semiconductor due to holes in valency band is given by sigma H is equal to NH E into mu H, where NH is the hole concentration in the valency band. Mu H is the mobility of the holes. Hence, the total conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor is given by sigma is equal to sigma E plus sigma H. So the summation of conductivities due to electrons and holes in the conduction band and valency band gives the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor, which is equal to the value of sigma E is Ne E mu E plus sigma H NH E mu H. So by taking common E charge of the electron, Ne mu E plus NH mu H. The above equation is called equation for conductivity in intrinsic semiconductor. It is very, very important question, which is a short answer in the examination point of view. Electrical conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor. Once again, combining. In the case of intrinsic semiconductor, the density of electrons in the conduction band must be equal to the density of holes in the valency band. We know intrinsic carrier concentration Ni is equal to Ne is equal to Nh. This is Ni, intrinsic carrier concentration, both due to the electrons and the electrons in the conduction band, holes in the valency band. Ni is equal to Ne is equal to Nh. So conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor is given by, this is about in the previous equation. In the previous topic, this is conductivity sigma is equal to Ne E into Ne mu E plus Nh mu H. Here we are taking common. Why? Because Ne is equal to Nh is equal to Ni. So this equation can be written as like this. Conductivity sigma is equal to E into Ni into mu E plus mu H. We know the value of Ni. Ni is equal to intrinsic carrier concentration. Already we derived this equation in the second class. Ni is equal to 2 into 2 pi kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 me star mh star whole power 3 by 4 exponential of minus Eg by 2 kt. What is Me, effective mass of electron? What is Mh, effective mass of hole? What is Eg, energy band gap between the valency band and conduction band? Substitute the value of Ni in the above equation, in this equation. We can get sigma is equal to, in the place of EE, 2E. In the place of Ni, we are writing this equation. Constant mu E plus mu H taken out. 2 pi kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 whole power 3 by 2 missing here. Me star mh star whole power 3 by 4 exponential of minus Eg by 2 kt. So this is the final equation, the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor, electrical conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor. Here mu E and mu H are not strongly dependent on temperature in comparison to density of electrons and holes. Here sigma depends upon temperature, conductivity depends upon temperature. Conductivity depends upon temperature. That means this conductivity sigma depends upon temperature here. Where the temperature? Here is the temperature, here is the temperature. So next, electrical conductivity of extrinsic semiconductor. We know very well extrinsic semiconductors means impure semiconductor. Due to the addition of impurity atoms to the pure semiconductor, we can get extrinsic semiconductors. Here extrinsic semiconductors are of two types by depending upon their dopants. If we add pentavalent impurity atoms to the pure semiconductors, we can get electrons are the majority charge carriers. It can be called as a n-type semiconductor. If we add trivalent impurity atom to pure semiconductor, we can get holes are the majority charge carriers that are called p-type semiconductors. So first of all, we are discussing about electrical conductivity of n-type semiconductor. In n-type semiconductor, the electrical conductivity is primarily due to electrons in the conduction band and can be written as, because here the donor atoms gives their ionized electrons. So that electrons are going to the conduction band. So that's why here we are calculating the current, that is here we are calculating the current due to the electrons in the conduction band. Okay, so it can be written as sigma is equal to Nd into mu E into E. Actually, we know sigma is equal to Ne mu E. In the place of N, we are writing here donor concentration, Nd. P-type semiconductor. In p-type semiconductor, the electrical conductivity is primarily due to the holes in the valency band and can be written as sigma is equal to, we know sigma is equal to N into mu into E. So in place of N, we are taking Na. What is Na? Acceptor concentration. What is Nd? Donor concentration. Okay. So the next topic, second topic, drift, diffusion and Einstein's equation or Einstein's relation. It is very, very important short answer. The examination point of generally 6 marks or 8 marks. Sometimes they may ask 4 marks question also. Drift and diffusion, differences between the drift and diffusion, like that. What is meant by drift? For that drift, we are taking, let us consider a semiconductor with electrons and holes and apply a potential difference as shown in the figure. Here we are applying external electrical field in this direction. Electrons are moving opposite to applied field direction. So the electrons are acquiring a constant velocity. That velocity can be called as a drift velocity Vd. So what is the definition for drift? The motion, simple definition, the motion of charge carriers under the influence of external electrical field is known as drift. Is known as drift. We know from the Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R. V is equal to IR. We know Ohm's law. From that, I is equal to V by R. So V by, in the place of R, we can write, we know equation, resistance R is equal to rho L by A. What is rho? Resistivity rho. L, length of the conductor. A, current, area of the conductor, rho L by A. It can be written as 1 by rho P by L into A. 1 by rho is nothing but conductivity. Already the definition for conductivity is general definition, the reciprocal of resistivity. So it can be written as I is equal to, in place of 1 by rho, we are writing sigma conductivity, V by L external electrical field strength E, A. So I is equal to sigma E into A. I by A. What is I by A? Current density. Current density J bar or J is equal to the ratio between the current and the area. So I by A. So it can be written as J. J is equal to sigma E. Already this equation we used in the previous topic. Okay. Next, diffusion. For explanation of diffusion, consider a semiconductor with charge concentrations. That means here the concentration variation takes place. Here the charge carriers are more. Here there are no charge carriers. So electrons are flowing from higher concentration to lower concentration. So from that we can define the diffusion as the motion of charge carriers due to concentration variation. Here we applied a field in drift. Here we are not applying any field. Here the charge carrier concentration is moving from one place to another place. So the motion of charge carriers due to concentration variation is known as diffusion. Here, due to the application of external electrical field only, electrons are moving in drift. But whereas in diffusion, there is no application of external electrical field. So the motion of charge carriers per unit length per unit time is directly proportional to concentration variation, that is dN by dx. Here negative sign indicates the opposite direction. The current per unit length J is directly proportional to minus E into dN by dx. dN by dx. J is equal to, here the proportionality constant, that means the proportionality can be replaced with the proportionality constant. That constant is D minus dE dN by dx. What is D? Diffusion coefficient. Here D is called diffusion coefficient. So for electrons we can write J. For holes electrons we can write the diffusion current densities. So here D is replaced with the dP. Since the current direction is opposite to flow of electrons, so that's why Jn can be written as dN into E into dN by dx. So here the negative sign is replaced with this one. In particular direction, we know the current density from the drift J is equal to sigma into E. So we can write along x direction as Jx is equal to sigma into Ex. So Jx is equal to, in place of sigma, we know Ne mu E plus P into E into mu H into Ex. Why here we write N and P? These are the N is the concentration of electrons and concentration of holes. So finally, hence the total current density due to the drift and diffusion in semiconductors is given by J total is equal to Jx, that is nothing but the drift current plus Jn, diffusion current due to electrons, plus Jp, diffusion current due to holes. So by J total is equal to, the value of Jx is Ne mu E plus Pe mu H into Ex, plus the value of Jn is equal to dN into E into dN by dx minus dP E into dP by dx. Here dN is diffusion coefficient for electrons, dP is diffusion coefficient for holes. Here N is concentration of electrons in conduction band, P is concentration of holes in valency band. So final, the Einstein's relation. The relation between diffusion coefficient D and mobility is given by D is equal to KT by E into mu. What is D? Diffusion coefficient. What is mu? Mobility of the electron. So mobility of the charge carrier. So the relation between D is directly proportional to mu. D is equal to some proportionality constant. That constant is KT by E. What is K? Boltzmann constant. T, temperature, absolute temperature, that is nothing but temperature in Kelvin. E, charge of the electron. These three are constant at a particular temperature, or it can be written as D by mu is equal to KT by E. this value Kt by E can be written as Vt. Why? Because K is Boltzmann constant, which is a constant, E charge of the electron constant. So Vt is called voltage equivalent temperature. So finally it can be written as d by mu is equal to, d by mu is general equation for Einstein relation. For holes, dp by mu, E, dn by mu, which is equal to Kt by E, which is equal to voltage equivalent temperature. So this is about the drift, diffusion, and Einstein's relations or Einstein coefficients. Very, very important topic. So the final one, Hall effect. What is meant by Hall effect? This Hall effect was discovered by E.H. Hall in 1879. So in Hall effect, when a magnetic field is applied, this is the diagram for Hall effect. When a magnetic field is applied, here the magnetic field is along y direction. Observe this. This is a very thin slab of a conductor, generally for the explanation that, or a semiconductor. This is a thin slab, P, Q, R, S, front face, M, N, O is the second face, or the upper face is P, Q, N, M, lower surface is S, Q, S, R, O. Okay, observe this. This is a three-dimensional one, X direction, Y direction, and Z direction. Here we are applying magnetic field on a current carrying conductor. When the statement is like this, when a magnetic field is applied perpendicular to a current carrying conductor. So this is the current direction along X direction, current direction along X direction. Here we are applying magnetic field perpendicular to the current carrying conductor. That means the current is flowing in the conductor. On that conductor, we are applying magnetic field in the direction perpendicular to the applied current field direction. So when a magnetic field is applied to a current carrying conductor, this is the magnetic field direction B bar along Y direction. A potential difference is developed between the points on opposite side of the conductor. This is the point, this is the point. Both the current direction and magnetic field direction to opposite. There is a development of potential difference. This effect gives information about the sign of the charged carriers in the electric conductor. That means if we take N-type semiconductor, majority charge carriers are electrons. If we take P-type semiconductors, holes are the majority charge carriers. But we don't know with the naked eye which one is N-type, which one is P-type. So to know whether it is P-type or N-type, we can do a simple experiment with the Hall effect. So with the Hall effect, if we are getting the current as negative, then it is a N-type semiconductor. If we are getting a current due to positive, we can get a positive P-type semiconductor. With the help of Hall effect, we can identify the type of semiconductor, whether it is a N-type or P-type, easily. So at an equilibrium, both electric field and magnetic field intensities to be equal. So due to the application of external electrical field and magnetic field, the charge carriers are occupying opposite sides. Here the upper side occupies electrons and lower side occupies positive charge carriers. Okay, magnetic deflecting force E is equal to E into Vd cross B, and Hall electric deflecting force which is equal to E into H. At equilibrium, these two will be equal. E into Vd cross B is equal to EH. By simply EH is equal to E cancellation takes place minus V into Ed cross B bar. With the magnitude, this is the representation of electric vector representation. If we are taking magnitude only, the writing in magnitude terms, it can be written as EH is equal to minus Vd into B. EH is equal to minus Vd into B. What is Vd? Drift velocity of the electron. What is B? Applied magnetic field strength. What is EH? Hall electrical field. Due to the mobility of electrons, we are getting the current. We know the drift velocity Vd is related to the current density J by the following relation. We know already we discussed it. J is equal to Ne Vd. So Vd is equal to J by Ne. By substituting this Vd value in the above equation, we can get Hall electrical field EH is equal to 1 by NE into JB. This VD value is substituting in the above equation. So EH is equal to 1 by NE into JB. If VH be the Hall voltage, here this VH be the Hall voltage in equilibrium, then EH is equal to VH by T. Already we used this in the previous case. L in place of D. Here D is the width of the material or the thickness of the material. Sometimes we may take as L. So EH is equal to VH by D, where D is the width of the bar. So the ratio of Hall electrical field EH to the product of current density J and magnetic induction B, that means JB, is known as Hall coefficient. This is denoted by RH. So it can be written as RH is equal to EH by JB. Once again, what is RH? Hall coefficient. It can be defined as the ratio between the Hall electrical field EH to the product of current density J and magnetic induction B. So EH by B, what is the value of EH? 1 by NE into JB divided by JB. So JB cancellation takes place. Finally, we can get 1 by NE. What is N? Charge carrier concentration. What is E? Charge of the electron. So Hall coefficient. The Hall coefficient is negative when the charge carriers are electrons and positive when the charge carriers are holes. By depending upon the Hall coefficient, we can identify the type of charge carriers. Whether it is negative electrons, whether it is positive, these are holes. We can identify it is a N type or P type simply. So applications of Hall effect. Hall effect gives information about the sign of the charge carriers. Already we discussed in the previous one. In the electric conductor, it is found that most metals have negatively charged electrons. Metals means only electrons are available. There is no case of holes. Hall effect is quite helpful in understanding the electrical conduction in metals and semiconductors. Hall effect can be used to measure the drift velocity of charge carriers. We know that drift velocity Vd is equal to J by Ne. What is Ne? We know RH is equal to 1 by Ne. If we know the Hall coefficient, we can easily estimate the drift velocity Vd. Measurement of Hall coefficient gives the number of current carriers per unit volume. Measurement of Hall coefficient. Hall coefficient means RH is equal to 1 by Ne. So 1 by Ne means it gives the number of current carriers per unit volume. That is nothing but N. If N be the number of charge carriers per unit volume and A be the face area of plate, then I is equal to NEA VD. Already we discussed in the previous topic. Also VD is equal to EH by V. So finally, current I is equal to NEA EH by B. What is I? Current. N, charge carrier concentration. E, charge of the electron. A, area of the plate. EH, Hall electrical field. B, applied magnetic field or magnetic induction. Let B be the breadth and D be the width of the face area of the conductor, then area A is equal to BD. So it can be written as I is equal to NE. In place of A, we can write BD, area, into EH by B, or N is equal to IB by EBD EH. Here I is the current, B is the magnetic induction, E is the charge of the electron, B is the breadth, D is the width, EH is the Hall electrical field. So we can identify the charge carrier concentration N by the above equation. So review questions. Derive the conductivity equations of electrons, or derive the drift and diffusion currents in a semiconductor. What do you understand by drift and diffusion currents in the case of semiconductor? Deduce Einstein's relations relating to these currents. Very, very important topic. State and explain Hall effect. This is a SI question, very, very important. Show that for a N-type semiconductor, the Hall coefficient RH is equal to 1 by Ne. The same Hall effect from the Hall effect. So multiple choice questions. The ratio of diffusion coefficient to mobility of electron proportional to T temperature. Okay, already we discussed this one, diffusion coefficients. If n and mu e, n charge carrier concentration, mu e the product of mobility and charge of the electron, or the free electron concentration and mobility of the electrons, then the conductivity sigma e is, which is equal to sigma e is equal to ne mu e. E cancellation, sigma is equal to n mu e. What is n? Charge carrier concentration. What is mu? Mobility of the electron. The drift velocity produced in a carrier per unit applied electrical field is called its mobility. Simply, the mobility definition can be called as the drift velocity produced in carrier per unit applied electrical field. Carrier concentration per unit applied electrical field is called mobility of the electron. The mobility of electrons is dash that of holes. Larger than, the mobility of electrons is larger than that of holes. Why? Because it is application of external electrical field, the electrons are moving opposite to applied field. That's why. The diffusion current is proportional to dash of the charge carriers concentration gradient. That is the definition of diffusion current. The diffusion current is directly proportional to concentration gradient, that is dN by dx. Along x direction, the variation of charge carriers, that is dN by dx. If the Hall coefficient is negative, then it is the semiconductor is n type. If the Hall coefficient is positive, it is a p type. At a T equal to 300 Kelvin, the electron and hole diffusion coefficients of silica material is 3.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters square per second. And dash, this is a problem, simple problem, diffusion coefficient problem. Already it was in your textbook also. So the answer is 1.3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters per second. So this is about the semiconductors. So we discussed complete syllabus, complete topics in the from the 4 classes. So from this we completed the semiconductors. From the next class onwards, we will discuss about the quantum mechanics, that is 4th unit. Okay, any doubts?